I've got $4. I've got $4, which is okay because I'm going to get paid tomorrow. So I've got $4 for today, which is okay because it means I can get one meal and I only need to eat one meal. So I'm going to go to Nussbaum & Wu and get an everything bagel because they're the same price. So you may as well get an everything bagel instead of a plain one because then you get seeds in it and little bits of salt on top, which makes it more nutritional and tastes more, you know. And I'm going to get it with butter, but I have to ask for it with butter, not butter, because if I ask for butter, no one understands me. So an everything bagel with butter. Not cream cheese. I like cream cheese, but cream cheese is 50 cents extra and then I can't get a cup of tea. Well, I don't like coffee, I don't drink it. You get laughed at in this country if you don't drink coffee. But whatever. I have tea because it's warm. Keeps me warm for a while and it's cold outside. You have to ask for a hot tea with milk or they give you an iced tea with fucking lemon flavor or peach. Fucking Americans. Sorry, Harrison. No offense. But I sit in a corner at Nussbaum & Wu and I sit behind a pillar for a couple of hours and read until it's time to go to work. I read about you. Get some tips. I read about Russell Crowe sometimes because he's from my part of the world, but I have more in common with you, I reckon. I work at Kim's Mediapolis, which is the uptown branch of Kim's Music and Video. You've probably heard of it. It's an institution, New York institution. I'm so fucking lucky to work there. We keep saying, all the staff, we keep saying we should get t-shirts that say, I'm too smart to work here, because everyone's like an artist or a doctor or in their country, or everyone's got a PhD and stuff. And all the customers are like, can you please recommend me a movie? And we're like, yeah, sure. What are you into? They're in alphabetical order by director. And if you get the shift in the basement, you get to sit behind a desk and watch a Tarkovsky or a Verhoeven or a Woody Allen. And that's your fucking evening. I get paid like $6 an hour. But it's a privilege to be around that stuff, you know, just soaking it up. And it's okay because the $6 an hour is cash and none of us do our taxes because we're all off the books because most of us are illegal, except for Dave, who's the manager, who's the only person who's officially works there. And when I fly home and I have to use my return ticket and save up and renew my tourist visa and come back, I walk in and Dave gives me my job back. It's fucking awesome to be here in this city with the people and the life and the possibility. I'm 25. It's 2003. Fucking anything could happen. Had an audition this morning. I had to send in a letter and a headshot, so I tried to say something so they'd remember me. So they'd notice me, you know, so I could get my foot in the door. You just need to get noticed, you know? Yeah, you know, of course you know. It was for this play, a new play, a comedy. And so I said, I'm funny as fuck. And I am. And so I said, you have to see me because I'm funny as fuck. And I'll get an audition, so it works, you know, and I go in and they're like, so you're funny as fuck. I'm like, Americans. So you're funny. I can't do your accent, but you know, rich boy Americans, you know the type. You can tell by their shirts. And I'm like, yeah, I am, yeah. And I do the monologue, and it's a really good monologue. It's really funny. And I have done it before, and people piss themselves laughing. And these guys, I don't laugh. You sit there straight-faced, and I'm dry. Fucking dry. I forget what I'm supposed to say next. And I say, oh, I'm sorry, can I start again? And they're like, sure. And it happens again. I'm giving it everything. And they're just staring at me, and I fucking dry. Can't get through it. Give it one more try, and no good. maybe I should have had breakfast. And so I say, oh, sorry guys, sorry, I'm having a day. And I pick up my stuff and I go to walk out. And as I'm leaving, that's when they laugh. They laugh really fucking hard. So I'm going to Nussbaum and Wu, and then I'm going to work, and then I'm going back to Ryan's to crash on his couch. And I know there's going to be more auditions. I know that's what you'd tell me. Because I think of you. How you were a chippy, and you wore your tool belt to your audition for Star Wars, just to show them you didn't need this. And you get the part. And then you're Han Solo for the rest of your life. And that's what's going to happen to me, you know? That's what's going to happen to me.
I've had enough of that place at last. The thin sheets, the curtainless windows, the damp that sits like a night hag forcing insomnia. Watching the bugs sleep. The house is silent, ringing out the last of its dreams. As my room fills with orange light, I steal shoes and walk. Shame rising from my gut. I forget to say, I'm sorry the rent is late. I forget to say, I've been laid off. And I'm sorry about your shoes, but mine weren't made for walking. A new word I learnt yesterday. Perambulate. To walk without purpose. I read old posters. An advertisement for a play at someone's house, one that says city fringe warehousing, and another, together soon enough. Leaves fill an empty suitcase, brickwork unravels to dust. Somebody's giving away an oven. A door. The paint on a balloon shop van peels like dead skin. There, the whine of a power tool. There, the rustle of a bougainvillea in bloom. Here I am on the corner of Coghlan Street and 2nd Street. My breath fogs out. The sun lifts over a printer's, an auto shop. Everything is an antique. On each corner is a house that looks like an old bank. A factory rises against the morning, white and full of grace. A train presses through on a Grange line. Here I am on Wood Avenue, near the Croatian Club, 70 years young. Come on, you checkered ones! Now it's 2018. Luzhniki Stadium, Moscow. Croatia versus France at the World Cup final. I watch from the club in a beery haze, 14,000 k's away. Perisic in the 28th minute, Mandzukic in the 69th. We lose, 4-2. I drink 20 Osieshkos, but don't forget, the thick joy of defeat. I came this way once before. High. So high the trees fluttered like ribbons. Birds fell from their branches. They didn't know my mother was dead. Here I'm at West Lakes, the intersection of two roads I don't know the names of. An old tidal swamp. The noonday sun glints off the strangely shaped water. Kayaks come and go. Anglers trawl for brim. In my shoes, half a size too small, my feet throb. On Mariner's Reserve, I take them off and feel the breeze on my toes. It's warm. I lay on the grass and begin to remember. Hiking Dinara Mountain by day, listening to Croatian songs at taverns at night. Here I am at the amphitheatre in Pula. Here I am at Hotel Dubrovnik. Here I am at Samobor with Ferdy from Cologne. Ferdy who takes a size 46. For summer we rent a room in Zagreb that smells of fish. It's perfect. In October he takes a train back to Germany, meeting someone else at Glavni Kolodvor, the big station. He's the son of the chief of police. I'm back in Australia by Christmas, where it's so hot a new colour's been added to weather maps. Deep purple like a bruise. Someone tries to tell me that more people have died from slip-slop-slap, from lack of vitamin D, than would have been killed by cancer. It trips off their tongue like a lie, but everything sounds like that to me now. Made up. Just words. The wind shifts. Something catches my eye. There, by the lake, a dark patch on the grass. Someone has left a pair of shoes. Boots. There's no one around except a rich kid in a canoe who won't look at me. I think it's the bare feet. He slips round a bend and I try the boots on. They fit. I'm an inch taller and smell of new leather, like a sleek animal. I pick up my housemate's shoes and walk east, towering over the school children as they slouch broken back towards home. The sky turns again to orange. Workers drum the footpaths. Somebody's taken away the oven. The door. Two men pour over the balloon shop van its shitty engine. The house is empty when I get there. The hallway is cold and dark and smells of fried food. I place my housemate's shoes outside the door to their room. Shame fleeing from my gut. Goodbye, goodbye, I think. The sun now only a half-severed neck.
She was pregnant, probably around 7 months, I think. They told me the week's 28 maybe. I don't know. She was early. It was what? July 4th, Independence Day. Not even American, and I know when Independence Day is. Fucking Will Smith smashed it up, man. Fuck. So fucking deadly. That part when the fucking White House got obliterated, boosh, best part. Fucking extraterrestrials, man. 2020, why not? Fucking bring it. Pfft, fuck that. Tiniest little fucker. Man, no shit. She looked like an extraterrestrial. Make me weak. Little long ET fingers. Yawn. She was in that little incubator thingo. With all these tubes and shit. Was the scariest thing. And I seen some hard shit, man. Poor thing. Yeah. So fucking, I got to see her, but I didn't get to hold her until after juvie. So what? I first got to hold her when she was 2. Mum brought her in on her 2nd birthday. Independence Day. So cute. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Corker little one. So, just want to squeeze her. She put her arms out, nearly falling out, and Mum's to grab me. True God, biggest love. She makes me the weakest. Trying to fly to me like an eagle. I caught her. I got her. I seen brothers in and out of here, man, fucking spin cycle, dude. They've done the laundry. You know how it goes. And this shit is no good for anyone, butter. You know I'm preaching to the choir, but Uncle's right. You know here in your liver what's right, what's true. It's not until we connect the country and culture that we're going to be free, man. And yeah, these cunts got us locked up in these fucking shitholes, behind these fucking bars, behind these walls, keeping us away from our country to keep us slaves to Qantas, so some fuckwit, big-wit, loudmouth white woman can have some fucking headphones to watch Independence Day from Melbourne to Sydney. And more plastic shit going our fucking oceans. Fuck's sake. You know the deal, man. We're fucking slaves. Uncle's right, bro. When I get out of here, I'm going back to country. Like he said, connect the country, look after it, we'll look after you. Connect the self, look after ourselves. For me, that means no more gear, no more grog. I don't even smoke, man. Look at these guns. Healthy here and here. Connect and care for community. That's what my mum and my daughters. Listening to my elders like Uncle there, like. I can't even do that properly if I haven't got the other two right. Until then, I just got to sit here. Pull up unskilled labour minutes, hours, years until I'm out of this fucking place. This place will never leave me though. You know it, I know it. As if what I've done, what we've done to get here, man, this shit is life. Fuck me. Every time I see my daughter's face, I think and remember. But I don't even need to see her face to remember. Off my fucking head. All that blood. I can smell it, man. And her eyes rolling in the back of her head. Fuck me, man. I've got to live with that shit for life. They said I was lucky that I took her to the hospital and they could save my baby, otherwise it would have been murder and manslaughter. Yeah, lucky me. I've got to live with that shit. But now I've got to live. And now. So brother, I'm just looking up to the sky when I get out of this place, looking over to them hills and them trees in the distance, knowing we're still on country. To fight, live, breathe for country, connection to our mob. When I get out of here, I'm not coming back. I'm going to do what I can to keep my baby out of here, to keep our mob out of here, and to get right when they do leave these joints. Because this shit is fucked. I'm sick of us being slaves and getting killed for these cunts. Till then, brother, I'm staying strong. What about you, brother? What you gonna do?
I don't believe in the one. It's a childish view of the world. It's an infantile view. We choose who we love. And if we nurture that love and respect that love, if we hold it close and help it grow and speak to it and value it, then it becomes the love of our life. Oh, that moment when you first meet someone who sets a spark off in you, it's amazing. Universally amazing. And it doesn't matter whether you live in Finland or Venezuela or Turkmenistan or Cooperpedia, and it really, really doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl, or two boys or two girls, or why must people forever miss the point? That moment is something we all seek. We all hunt relentlessly, and we pretend other drugs amuse us. And fleetingly, they do. But love is a drug. Yes, I know. Brian Ferry said that. Only because I told him. For every human being, that moment is an addiction. And it usually fades. But not for us. We lived in that moment for almost 80 years. The world was a different place then. but not so different. Oh, there was a madman, insecure, petulant, desperate for approval and demanding it with fear and with fire. And he was a punchline until he wasn't. And some people saw their own fears and insecurities reflected in him. They followed him as he promised to make their lives meaningful, as he promised to make the country great. And when the rallies became cruel, they followed. When the journalists were silenced, they followed. And when neighbors vanished, they followed. And when the skies fell, they followed. So we stood up, barely more than children, but we got on our feet. And that's what gave us our moment, our spark. I didn't love him because he was handsome. He was all right. Rationing didn't make him much thinner. I loved him because he was brave, because he stood up, not just for himself or for the people he was close to, but for everyone, everything, all that was decent, all that was blameless and frightened and kind. He was there for those who needed him, those who mattered. He used to round up stray dogs and keep them in the bomb shelter with us. Oh, and he used to sing atonally. It was horrible. And it was brilliant. They called us traitors. And they called us monsters. They called us anti-fascists, as though that was something to be ashamed of. Fascism is shameful. Cruelty is shameful. Stupidity is tenacious. It keeps coming back, turning up like a bad penny. And stupidity just gives us a easy, lazy high. Oh, it tells us everything is monochromed. Everything is binary. It's not the point. It's never the point. Stupidity is hatred, making love to ignorance. Just bigotry and bright stockings. It's a deflection, a supper club, a charade. So no, I don't believe in the one. Because as much as we chase down moments of love, humans hate swiftly, elegantly. Oh, we hate with precision. When someone finds a way to focus that hatred, to organize it and to make it resourceful, it eats away nations. It rots us. And we choose. We all choose. Oh, our new home burned brighter than the fatherland we raced away from. Even then, oh, he refused to sit down. Even when people looked at us like we were cuckoo. He refused to be a victim of intolerant circumstances. He used to say, "You're going to hear me roar." Yes, Katy Perry said that as well, but after him. To the elderly, it's all a reboot. I remember hiding together underground with Mr. and Mr. Beckman across the road, and Leslie from the corner shop with 2 collies, a nasty cat, and 3-legged schnauzer, and something that probably imagined she was a Pekingese. And I remember listening to him croon as our world went to the devil. And do you know, they were the happiest nights of my life. People say it's a new chapter. It isn't. I don't want to move on. I'm resting on my laurels, looking back on a perfect love. Do you get the point now?
Do you know how hard it is to be a drag queen in Australia? We don't tip. Well, maybe if you're lucky, maybe someone will give you a $5 note because it's the absolute lowest amount of cash they can give you without throwing coins. You might be off earning $70K a year in a cushy office position, but me, I'm paid in free drinks and exposure. What most of us earn goes straight back into it, and then some. Ironically, straight gigs pay more. Do you know how hard it is to be a drag queen? It's a turn-off for most guys, or a fetish. It's more popular now than ever, which is great, but we're still not seen as normal guys. I'm a man, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. But the expectation to be masculine is still so important to many a mask for mask, no fats, no femmes grinder profile. And many of us still expect to have a ruggedly handsome Chris Evans type come sauntering into our lives as we ride off into the sunset together to Victor Harbour. Who fronted fundraising efforts and awareness campaigns for HIV research when the governments were turning their backs? Who threw the first brick, stone, bottle at police during the Stonewall riots? Drag queens, trans people, and those who don't conform to society's ideas of gender. But who gave us body image issues and internalized homophobia? Mask for mask gays. We're cast off to the fringes of society because we don't fit in. Guess what? Society doesn't fit in with us either. You may be happily married and have a nuclear family in your 30s, but for us queer folk, there's no example for us to follow, no biological clock to worry about, no abundance of mainstream media force-feeding us what's expected from relationships like ours, because relationships like ours aren't expected. Do you know how easy it is to be a drag queen? As soon as I feel the warmth of the spotlight and the adrenaline kicks in, everything is good. And it's a joke. It's a mockery of what's normal and of us queers. And we own that. It's a celebration of achieving success out of something so silly. I've traveled the world. I can go anywhere in Australia and work on a stage because I'm known in every state. And I worked in King's Cross strip clubs for gangsters. But I've worked every festival you can think of, sold out the West End, off-Broadway, television, and been lucky enough to meet international celebrities, tech crew, dressers, and built a sisterhood with performers, queer people just like me, all over the globe. If you don't have to think about your empty bank account, a loved one in the hospital, or your broken heart for a 3-minute lip sync, then we've done our job. For me, Putting on a show is just a much more expensive version of therapy. And I think about those who we lost to the AIDS crisis, police brutality, or at the bloodied hands of bigots. We must carry on in memory of those who didn't make it. Carry on because we have to survive to tell the stories, to remind the community of our strength in times of adversity. Carry on because we have to tell the stories. Otherwise, there's nothing to keep living, nothing to keep fighting for. Why do anything else?
Have you ever had a dream where you wake up, you're cold and it's dark. You rub your eyes and you adjust to the darkness. Then you see a speck of light. You slowly get up on your feet, swaying a little from the blood rushing to your head. As you look up, you see that the light is fading. Then you start picking up your pace, walking faster and faster. Then you're running, hitting everything in front of me, and you fall down on your knees, but you fucking get up and it hurts, but you get up because she can't breathe and your chest is so tight and you just want to get the fuck out of there, get to that light. And you're getting closer. You're getting closer and you feel the shard of light on your face. Then it's gone. Your heart is in your mouth and you're falling. You're screaming into nothingness and you're reaching out for anything, something. Then your body falls so hard into the ground that everything explodes into tiny pieces. Or is it you? I'm in bed. Her back is facing me. Loneliness is a familiar visitor even when she's here. It's 3 a.m. I'm sobbing into my pillow, biting into my lip, trying to hold it all in, holding it together, barely. My light is so fucking dim. I feel voiceless. I keep making excuses for the insecurities, the fears, the anger, the anxieties. I wear it and it fucking hangs over me like a heavy cloud of smoke, suffocating me. My face pressed down to the ground, drowning the very essence of me, shut down, silenced. Silenced by the pointed, hurtful words, silenced by the rejection, by the emotional distance, by the blame, by the fucking guilt. I don't know how we got here. I'm out with friends. She's with a group of women, all in hipster floral shirts, but she's different. She's shy. She looks down at first, and she smiles, locking my eyes to hers, and everything disappears. It's just us, her and I, this stranger with a fucking awesome smile, and I'm gone, fallen. Happiness has a face, and for a while, the garden is full. How do you tell someone that you're done? Depleted, tired? Oh, let's just be done with the pretense. Head straight to the exit sign and collect some bonus point of dignity while we can. No, that's not a fucking explanation. There's just some generic bullshit, some verbal, cliched rubbish. I'd want closure. No, no, no. Fuck closure. I'd want honesty. Hit me with the truth, even if it makes me fall down into a heap, into a puddle of my own hysteric tears. I'm a mess. I'm a fucking downright mess. I look out. It's raining. There's something about the rain today. I go out, breathing in the cold air, letting the heaviness of the rain wash over me. It must be cold, but I don't feel it. I taste the rain, or is it tears? Salty sweet. I walk to my car. The road ahead is clear. And I drive. I'm light as a feather. And I drive. I'm not sure where, but I keep on driving.
"24 hours. That's all the notice they gave me. Can you believe it? Look, I get it. She's a nurse or whatever, and it's for my own safety because of her work, but where was I supposed to go? There's no work. Centrelink, still waiting on it. No one was answering my calls. I literally had no other option but to sleep on the street. I was screwed. And not to mention, I had plans this weekend. I had this hottie that was planning to come over. Been chatting them up for a few weeks, and I'm not one to share the juicy details, but they were a hot piece of... Look, all I'm saying is that it's a strange time and people get lonely. So why not? Where was I? Right. So I picked up my things and I left. I walked around for a while, I don't know how long. I started to feel a blister forming, so I just wanted to find somewhere where I could get off my feet and figure out where I was going to sleep. But everything was closed. The community centre was closed, the library was closed, the cafes, the pubs, everything was closed. Even the bloody benches were taped off. It's bonkers. And you know it's all a ruse, right? This whole COVID thing, it's a ploy by the government to try to control us. Think about it. Hear me out. We're all indoors, right? So they know exactly where we are. They can control us. But if this virus was real, why are the schools still open? Wouldn't they want to protect the children? I'll tell you. It's so that they can learn to follow the rules. School is literally a place where they take us to get brainwashed into sheep. This whole thing reeks of a nanny state. That's it, a nanny state. Think about it. Do you even know anyone who's actually died of coronavirus? Or even tested positive? Exactly. It's all a ruse. And we, like sheep, we fall for it. Hook, line, and sinker. I'm making a point of not washing my hands. And I haven't even suffered a sniffle. I'd even eat a bat just to make a statement. Stick a finger to the man. Don't worry, I wouldn't cook it here. How would you even cook a bat up? In a pot? Like a stew? Where would I even get a bat from? Do you know that you're the only person who's responded to me today? I must have applied for at least 30 rentals. I guess everybody's just bunkering down for this COVID hibernation period. It must be fate. You're a Leo, right? I'm a Taurus. I can sense it. You know, I don't know like my whole sun and moon thing. My mum doesn't really know when I was born, and we don't talk anymore, but not because of the whole star sign thing, that would be absurd, but I won't bore you with those details. Which reminds me, do you mind if I have a friend over?
Hello. What you doing? Nah, just sitting outside having a rest. No, not yet. Still doing it. Oh, you know, getting there. Anyway, how'd you pull up from the other night? 'Cause let me tell you, I was sore. Yeah. Body aching all over. Legs hurt, face sore, feet sore. Yeah. My face felt busted up actually, but it was so good, eh? Honestly, looking at it now, I'm glad you dragged me out. Don't you remember? Oh, she was going off. Made me laugh, true. Made me laugh so much my face hurt. Yeah. And you know how wild she gets when she starts? Yes! Mix it up! And all I could do was laugh. No. She was going off because her shoes come off. I don't even know. I can't remember. Yes, that was why she was going off. And all I remember was walking. She was walking normal. Next minute, she was cursing around. You know how she goes when she starts? She don't stop. Yeah, biggest laugh, true. Anyway, I did talk. Well, I was hungry. Anyway, what I was supposed to do? Talk with my mouth full. Okay, and? So what? Everyone was being nice to me. Isn't that how decent people are supposed to be? No. No, they weren't being nosy. And they were all looking at me like they feel sorry for me. Yes, they was. And they was asking me all sorts of questions. How they know anything anyway? Only person I told was you. Well, that's on them. Who am I to shut down free stuff? I'm going through some things. And plus, it would have been rude not to accept. That's not in my nature. Excuse me, I did not leave you. What I said, when my song comes on, I'm gone. Hey, not my fault my body wanted to dance all night. Oh, it felt so good though. It almost felt like a getaway, you know? Like my mind was in space and like my actual head was in space, but I could feel my body on Earth. I don't know. I mean, like, I could feel the music pumping out of the speakers. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like a mix between a massage and a dance part. It sounds weird, I know. But all I know is I could feel it. It would touch, grab, and literally push me around all night. And all I did was react to it. I wasn't dancing to the music. I was dancing with the music. I guess I wanted to be alone, you know? It just felt like for one night I wasn't here. I mean, I was, but I wasn't. My mind or my spirit, something, whatever it was gone. It was like It felt like it was floating. I was relaxed. Yeah, it was something else. My shoulders felt soft, my head was clear, my feet were tingling, but that was the shoes that you gave me. Yeah. Yeah. Lucky I had your shoes to keep me grounded, otherwise I'd be going to another planet. Yeah, maybe I did. Anyway. No, not yet. Still got one more box. Yeah. That's it. Finished. Gone. Yeah. I know. It's fucking flat. It's a charger.
She's the happy one. That's what they've always said at barbecues or parties or waiting for the bus. They come up to you and say, "Your sister, she's so bright. She's going to go far. And you, well, takes all sorts, doesn't it? She's the one with the plans, the bright ideas, the dreams. You never have dreams. You never have nightmares either. You're unburdened, undisturbed, a perfectly sound sleeper. Not like her. She tosses and turns all night. Sometimes you watch her and you think, so you're not perfect. But you have each other. That's all you really have. You may not have food on the table, but you have her. And though she outshines you in the classroom and on the hockey field and the playground, you just get used to being outshone. Some people live in the light and some live in the dark, you think. And when your father drinks, she's there. And when your mother leaves, she's there. Through every waking moment, she's there until she's not. In the days that follow, your world is awash with sympathetic thoughts, gentle touches on the shoulder, and rumours. There was a man with a van, they say, a drifter from interstate, someone loitering outside the shopping centre, a flickering street light, a yelp in the dark, and a hole left in your heart. And they never find her body. And of course, you cry. And of course, you scream. And of course, you curse the gods. But beneath it all, you bury the inescapable thought that perhaps your wish has been granted. And now you're the one with the plans. You put fingers on keys, pen to paper, and you make something of yourself. You turn your pain into art. Of course, after all, that's what pain is for, isn't it? And you're not overlooked anymore. The book's a hit. The follow-up is too. The big city beckons, the galleries, the functions. You glide on a wave of adoration, your closet filled with clothes and your days with conversation. And you know that you were right. Pain sells. Pain is something you can build a career on. And you become notable. And you become remarkable, and you become comfortable, curled up in a house on a hill with a partner or a dog or whatever else you can think to fill it with. And you don't remember what her face looks like, except when you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and see her eyes peering back at you. You don't look much. And you sleep through the night, as you always did. And you eat your fill as you never did, and you drink and you laugh, and you never tell anyone your dirty little secret. After all, how could you? How could you? And you look at where you are, and you look back at where you were, and you look at the big fucking house you're in, and you think, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Thank God, some peace and quiet. Oh, don't get me wrong. It was lovely. So many people coming and everything. I mean, Ron would have been chuffed. Really, chuffed. I'm a bit surprised by the turnout, if I'm honest. Oh, I mean for a Monday. Never had any luck with events I've planned for Monday. Oh, unless they were compulsory, you know, like staff meetings or whatever. I guess maybe they did think it was compulsory. I mean, it is for some of us. Me, anyway. I mean, you can't not go to your husband's funeral, really. Can you? Oh, I know. Sounds awful, doesn't it? I'm not awful. It's just that, well, it's just I'm not very sad. Oh God, it does sound awful, doesn't it? I am awful. Oh, look, even if it is awful, I mean, even if I know I ought to be sad, truth is, I'm just not. I guess it's like what everyone kept saying in the eulogies. Oh my God, how many eulogies were there, by the way? Oh, honestly, when Neville got up from the Rotary Club, I was thinking, Christ, we'll be here till next Tuesday at this rate. But anyway, it's like they kept saying, you know, about how grief is the flip side of love, you know, that however much you loved someone, that's how much you miss them when they're gone, you know, and we should feel about the pain as something beautiful because it shows how happy you were when they were still alive. Was it Nellie who said that? Or Peter? Oh, anyway, I felt a bit sick, you know, after she said that, because I realised I don't feel any pain. I feel kind of the other way around, you know, like the more you weren't enjoying something, the better you feel when it's all over. And I tried to say as much a few times this week, you know, well, at least I hinted at it, you know, to my children, to Nell. But they just kept saying, oh, it hasn't sunk in, you know, that you're numb, that it'll hit you soon, the fact that he's gone, and that's when the sadness will come. But I'm not numb. Numbness implies you can't feel anything, you know, and I do. I feel happy. Oh, not that I wanted anything to happen. No, I didn't exactly wish him dead. No. But Christ, we've been together since we were 17. I mean, we got married when you married the first one to say, I love you. Gosh, I did love him then. No, he was handsome in a goofy sort of way. And, oh, he was sweet. We both wanted exactly the same thing, which was basically to be able to sleep together whenever we wanted without, you know, feeling guilty. But you know, the novelty wears off a bit. Over 40-odd years. And what does last, what grows, in fact, growing more and more obvious with each passing minute, is the fact that you have nothing in common. That he's a thinker and you're a doer. That he's 100% sure that everything he says is right. And your mind changes with the breeze. That he snores when he sleeps, and he sleeps all the time. That the hobbies he lives for drive you to distraction. And you know that habit you have of ending his sentences? It's not because you know him so well and you can read his mind. No, it's because you've heard it all before and you just want him to hurry up and finish speaking so you can have some peace and quiet, so you can have some time to yourself. Oh. And I guess now I've got it. The peace. Oh, quiet. Now my time is all for me. And that doesn't make me sad. You know what I reckon? I reckon they get the supermarket brand of white plain bread for these little chicken sandwiches. You can't beat it for this kind of finger food. You know, it's so much softer than that fancy sourdough or what have you.